welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Megan.
And I am Myra. Welcome back to another week. Hello, how are y'all?
Yes,
If you are hearing this, we are not at home.
we are not at home. We are doing the absolute most at GoWild as you are hearing this, even though obviously we're recording it before GoWild. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
so excited because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to bring you guys an episode this week, but we're so happy that we had the time to go ahead and hash it out and record. So next week, the week following, while we will be taking a break because guys, we got to get our lives together. Like it's gonna be a little rough. We got to get back into the groove, get back with our families and all that. So yeah, we will be taking
Mhm.
next week off, FYI.
Yeah, and usually we record the weekend before you guys are hearing the show. So the weekend before you guys are hearing this show,
Mm-hmm.
next week we would literally
Still be a while.
be at Wild. So
Yep.
it's just impossible. And we're
Yep.
getting back in on Monday. It's just too much. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
next week we won't be here, but y'all understand. And then we'll come back and we'll give our experience. I guess we'll talk
Yes.
all about it. Yeah.
Yes, we will. We definitely will. We definitely will. Myra, how are you? How has your week been? And are you freaking out for Go Wild yet? Yes or no?
I'm not. It's weird. I'm more so freaking out about having everything ready to go rather than the live podcast, which is
Yeah.
really weird. We kind of talked about that a little bit, but I think that's just going to be a moment once we get there. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm like, I have all my outfits. I, I don't. Nothing is packed. It's just sitting next to the suitcase. I randomly woke up in the middle of the night, like I didn't pack any shoes. So I wasn't gonna have any shoes,
Right.
but the
Oh
ones I
God.
walked there with, so that would have been a hot ass mess. But
Like we have the same shoe size, so you could definitely borrow some if necessary. Because I
it
have
would have been an excuse to go find them all too. So I'm
we would
always
have
here
just
for
been
that.
buying
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah. But I will pack my shoes. I will pack it
Yes,
since I
I
just
will remind
randomly
you.
remembered it. Yeah.
Yes. Do you have packing cubes?
I do. I
Okay.
have the EC packing cubes and I just
Yes.
bought a few more from Walmart,
Okay.
which clearly not the same level of quality as EC, but
For
it gets the
sure.
job done.
It gets the
It gets
job
the job
done.
done. Yeah.
Absolutely. Packing cubes have definitely changed my life for the better. This is my first time ever using them. And I am absolutely shook by how much stuff really fits in them. And I have so much
Yeah.
extra room in my suitcase. I'm very excited about them. This is giving me life right now. And yeah, I'm not fully packed either. I plan on doing a tinge more shopping because I feel like I need more bottoms. I have tons of tops and I don't have a lot of bottoms. So I need more bottoms.
Yeah, same. I think I might get like a couple pair of leggings and
Mm-hmm.
just throw in like some graphic tees or something just in
Mm-hmm.
case. But
Yep.
we
Yep.
always need those little extra
Yes.
play around with outfits.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I need some toiletry stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be running a few errands today, but I'm super excited. Like you said, I'm just kind of chill. I feel like, especially about our live portion at Wild, it's like we're chill people. With this podcast is very chill. Like obviously this is super important and we're taking it very seriously, but we just
Mhm.
don't stress ourselves out. And I feel like this is how the podcast flows so
Mhm.
well, is that we don't let it get too in our head. Like we just come and we just are who we are. And I hope that really comes across in the live show that we just are who we are. And that's what makes
Yeah,
Planners and Wine special. So,
absolutely.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I was talking to Danny because I just did record it with him. Shout out to Danny.
yes,
And shout out to Reality and Wine. Why aren't y'all
period.
listening to that? Go over there and listen to it.
Yes.
But
Subscribe right now.
yeah, right now pause it. We'll be back.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, the first time we recorded, like I was ready. I was here like an hour
Mhm.
before. And this time I was just like, I just rolled out of bed, had my notes and came. I'm like, you hit the level of Megan
Mood.
Myra, like you are here.
Mood. Absolutely.
This is us.
Absolute mood. Yeah.
That's where the authenticity come in. Like, not that
Mhm.
we're like lazy about it, like you said, like we
Mhm.
do take the podcast very seriously, and Danny, I'm sure, does as well.
For
But
sure.
it's like it's the flow. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be super scripted and super like flow. Like you just come as you are.
Right.
We have our notes. It's not
Mhm.
like we don't read from a script, obviously, it's not like
Mm.
that, but we had notes and we just show up like 2 minutes before we're set to record. It's fine.
Yeah, basically. That's basically how it goes. And it's just magic, you know. It just works. And
when you have it, you have it.
Exactly. The girls who get it, and the girls who don't don't. Yes,
exactly.
And I'm so excited to see all our friends and do hood rat stuff with our friends. Shout out to Laura also. Cannot wait to see her. We're gonna see a bunch of our patrons at Wild and listeners, and yeah, it's just gonna be great. And guys, if y'all see us, definitely feel free to come up, say hi, don't be shy. Just let's do air hugs. Because I'm definitely getting anxiety about the COVID hug situation. So please, if you see us, offer an air hug. Unless we tell you otherwise, please.
Yes.
It's not about you. It's about just us and safety and health. And we have little ones at home. So we're trying to just be as responsible as humanly possible. We will be, masked fully and all that. So yeah, just a little FYI.
Yeah, I just got some filters and stuff too. Just read up on that because it's like, as we are super excited to be there, it is a little bit nerve-wracking because our kids aren't eligible just yet. So it's something clearly we're worried about, but we're gonna try to be as safe as possible. So yes, please ask for anybody, not just us. Right. Ask if you can give a hug before you just run into people.
Right.
COVID alone, and then also boundaries, y'all. Y'all know we talk a lot about that. So
absolutely. And if somebody politely declines your hug, please don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Please don't take it personal because we still in a Pangea and boundaries do exist. So let's all be wary of that. But yeah, it's gonna be really good. I can't believe it's here so fast. I feel like we've been talking about it for literally forever because we have. And now it's right around the corner. Like we said, as y'all are hearing this, we are there. So I'm so excited. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to our friend Jen Cabrera for last week's episode. Guys, we got so many amazing messages with people's response because obviously grief is such a shared experience amongst so many of us, and so many people just related to that episode and felt it super deeply. So we appreciate y'all reaching out and giving us your thoughts and showing Jen so much love because she absolutely deserves it. And yeah, last week's episode was it was touching. I don't know if any of our episodes have ever got to that level. It was just really, really deep. And obviously we can't do that every single week because it would just be too much emotionally.
Right. Yeah.
But every now and then it's kind of nice to kind of open up and really like connect and get into our emotions and just talk about things that everybody has going on, to really just go there.
Yeah, the real life. I think that's a big theme with this podcast. Like, we're trying to take that stigma that the planner community is rainbows and unicorns and all we ever talk about is new releases. Yeah. Which, if that's your gig, that's your gig, but that's just not Planners and Wine. Like, we want to touch on real life. And unfortunately, grief and losing people is a part of real life. So I'm glad we were able to have that conversation. I'm glad Jim was open with us to have that conversation. She was a perfect person to do so.
Yes.
So yeah, I loved it. I love the response from it too.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Me too. And if there are any other tough topics that y'all want us to kind of explore on the show, definitely hit us up and let us know. You can send us an email, askpnw@gmail.com. You can also just shoot us a DM and let us know like what y'all want to hear about because we're here for you guys and we want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. This is all of our show. It's not just our show. So yeah, we would love more ideas of any super deep topics that we can kind of dive into on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, moving on, something I wanted to talk about was how damn nosy everybody is on Instagram in this damn planner community. And I am not above it. I am nosy as well. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of like to know the tea and the what's going on. But for me personally, it bothers me when, I'm talking about, Black Lives Matter or just everyday stuff that I post on my stories on a regular basis. And my story views are like, very, very small. I guess a representation of my following, which is not that huge, which is fine. And that doesn't bother me. what bothers me is when I'm talking about something going on, when we're talking about like the situation with, you know, people stealing from Black creators, and we're talking about specific shops who are engaged in this on our stories. The influx of story views is absolutely insane. And I don't know, do people not realize that you can see when they look at your story and that you don't follow them and that you don't pay attention to them any other time until they're talking about something they want to hear about and something they want to be nosy about? Do they not realize that?
I think they know. I think they just assume that you wouldn't check for them. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
wouldn't. But it's I mean,
check,
at this point,
because I noticed the influx of views. I absolutely noticed the influx of views, and I mean, you know, my block button was super hot these past couple days, and if you notice yourself blocked, it's because you was probably in my stories being nosy, but you didn't care to follow me or engage with any of my other content. I don't like that. So, you know, there's some notable people in this community who got blocked this past week, and I'm probably gonna see you next week in WoW, but it's all good. Just know that's why you got blocked if you're curious. We're up front on this podcast, okay? I'm just saying. The people deserve to know.
You absolutely right. Where's the lie? Because it's like you're not engaging. It's a not a true representation of who's watching the stories. And also I think what really bothers me is that people will take the time to watch, but they won't take the time to stand up and say what's right.
Oh, that part. Because some of these people, I did go to their page to see if they had spoke on the situation, said anything about the situation. Crickets, silence. So why do you care to even look into the situation if you're not going to say anything about it? Why do you even care?
I don't know. That's such a weird thing that I am trying to dismantle in this community, that a lot of folks are like, oh, I'm gonna sit back and watch, and I know that it's wrong, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. It's like, if you see something wrong, say something. Say something.
I'll let you know that I agree with you in your DMs, but that's it. That's where it begins and ends. Like, oh, I saw this going on. It's so unfortunate, and I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. I have to deal with this because you refuse to speak out outside of the DMs. Yeah, I shouldn't. A lot of things we deal with and we address, we shouldn't have to deal with and we shouldn't have to address, but we do because of the silence of our allies in quotation marks.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. The more and more people that continue to speak up, the better the community will be, because then folks will stop trying it because they know that something is going to get said. I feel like that situation where the shop who literally bought from a Black-owned business and thought she was about to get away with making a replica of that Black-owned business product, thought that nobody would say anything.
Right. Because people don't care.
Because her audience, people don't care. Yep. Her audience doesn't shop Black. I mean, let's keep it a bug. Her audience don't shop Black. And then also that main audience are the people that are just like, oh, if I see something that I'm not going to say anything because people are going to think it's negative or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, that needs to stop. If it's wrong, it's wrong. That don't mean you being the a-hole, starting drama or whatever. Right. The fact that they colonized the word drama is
colonizers gonna colonize.
I guess that's what they do.
Yeah. Period. Point and blank.
Yeah. Whatever word they can use to dismantle a very valid point, they will use it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always what it comes down to. Like, it's always just about dismantling and tearing apart extremely valid points to make them seem like they're not valid. And to their audience and the people who rock with them, and like you said, who don't shop Black, they are valid. They literally are like, say less. You ain't got to tell us. You ain't got to prove nothing to us. We'll just blindly
they don't even got to know you.
Whoever, right? Exactly.
They don't even got to know you. It's just
it's wild.
Hell, they don't even have to shop at your shop,
girl. Because I mean, the products are still there, and so they clearly didn't sell out.
And they ain't sold out. Yeah.
So I'm just saying,
they ain't flying off the shelves. I mean,
definitely
I'm just saying.
Not.
I feel like a lot of people just hop on that bandwagon because they racist.
Exactly. And my thing is, you can support with your actions also. Like I saw some people where they may not have specifically spoke on the situation, but they went and purchased from VJ and posted about it. That's not nothing. That's very valid, and that's something also, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, one thing that I feel like gets misconstrued also. I'm not saying that people have to speak out in support of me specifically. Like, you don't have to tag me in your post. You don't have to do all that. Like, if just because I'm the first one to speak about it publicly doesn't mean that, oh, I support Meg, and you don't have to do all that. You can say, I support Black-owned businesses, and I don't support people who steal from Black-owned businesses or any other businesses. You can just say that. It's not about me. It's about the situation, and what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, you know?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people take it as we're trying to make it about ourselves, and that's not the case. If everything was about us, we wouldn't really be saying anything. About anything. What I mean? It's just about what's right, and you don't have to like you said, tag us specifically. You can support with your money. You can support by saying, hey, I support Black businesses, and I see what's going on, and this is not right. Like, it just opens the door. It's funny because me and Danny talked about this same stuff as like kind of with Drag Race, like people just being their authentic self and speaking on with what's right is empowering other people around them and be like, hey, I can do that too.
Right.
So
that's true.
That's the whole Planners and Wine brand.
Exactly. Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Exactly. And that kind of leads me into the next topic of when white people accept apologies that aren't theirs to accept, or they defend behavior that's not theirs to defend. Myra, I know you dealt with this very direct. She got to take a sip. She dealt with this very directly from the same situation, literally off the strength of her commenting on the post. Luckily, her comment did not get deleted, but that's neither here nor there. But because her comment didn't get deleted, she was flooded with a bunch of tags of other white people or white presenting people, I guess, I'm not really sure, defending the behavior of that shop, saying that it wasn't theft. I saw people doubling down saying, well, everybody steals from everybody, so why are you calling out this? You know, and you can give us are there some more examples of the different things that some of Karen's tagged you in?
I didn't even see that argument. So hell, other people kill people. Comments. Why can't I kill somebody?
Myra.
Other people steal. Why can't I steal this?
Exactly, because you can't.
It don't make it right.
It's literally one of the arguments I saw. It does not. It does not.
What sense? It's mind blowing that those are the things that stayed up though.
Right. Those things.
So I mean, to me, that says more about that shop than those people in there. Those people who feel empowered to say stupid stuff like that and very clearly going after this and trying to make it like a race kind of thing instead of it just being like what's wrong. Like, yeah, race is involved because we already know Black creators are undermined, and nobody would have said anything. Everybody would have. What if those people seen VJ stuff afterwards? They would have been like, oh, she's copying
exactly
the shop.
Exactly. No, they accused us of making it a race thing. That was an argument I saw also, because you know that triggers the Karens. They were like, well, why are y'all making this about race? Because Black people have historically gotten stolen from, and this is a great example of Black people still getting stolen from. So as long as it's an issue and as long as it's allowed to continue, it's gonna keep being talked about. But the fact that you're more concerned with other people bringing up the issues in the situation than the situation itself, it just says a lot about you. And also, like you said, it says a lot about the shop that those are the comments that are allowed to fly. My comment was so hurtful, even though I literally just asked the question, like, is this a collab with
it was bullying?
Right. Exactly.
Your my comment was
so negative. Exactly. But these people are literally allowed to add and attack people who are raising valid concerns. Girl, I just can't.
can't. And it's like the reason why we stand up for the Black creators in this community, because like shortly after, Siobhan had like basically her sound pretty much not credited from another white presenting creator on this platform. and we all collectively said you need to credit this person, is because for situations like this, the people that are going to turn it into a race issue, the people who are going to um basically clap back at us, are going to be loud, and those are the comments that's going to stick around.
Yeah.
And it's like we have to speak up for one another, because it's like it's time's up for y'all taking our stuff. Like, we know we dope.
Yeah. Yep.
We know we dope.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not creative enough, just say that.
Period. Period.
Just say that. Don't
Yep.
steal from us. And the
Mm-hmm.
gag is, y'all know VJ. That I've seen a lot of people like sharing the episode that we had with VJ too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know she is an amazing person.
Yep.
She is a caring person. She wants to give back. If you just would have reached out to her,
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd be like, that. That's perfectly fine. Do what you got to do.
But
I
it's always
absolutely,
excuses.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always excuses. And that's what really, really kind of like gagged me about the whole situation is, well, why didn't you do this? Because I had this. But so why didn't you do this then? Because I did it. It's like, it's so many excuses for why this situation is what it is, instead of and literally no accountability, no truly on it. Well, it was somewhat accountability in my DMs, but there was no public accountability for the situation, which is a part of the problem. And it's like, once again, it's like we always say, people are so concerned about being labeled a racist rather than addressing their racist behavior. This shop was so concerned about being labeled a thief rather than addressing her thievery and her mistakes, and blaming the manufacturer when we don't even have the manufacturer side of the story. And there was still hella mistakes made outside of what the manufacturer did by you. But there was just nothing but like, you cannot take accountability when you're just making excuses. You just can't do that. Those cannot live in the same house.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the manufacturer is a mute point. I've seen a lot of comments like, oh, it was a
Mm-hmm.
manufacturer fault. She said it was a manufacturer. Like, we agree, manufacturers fuck up all the time. We are in
Yes.
this planner community. We
Mm-hmm.
we talk to shop owners. We know they fuck up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you did not do afterwards
Mm-hmm.
is the problem. Nobody
Yep.
wants to talk about the steps afterwards, because the manufacturer fucked up in December.
Right.
You
Right.
dropped these in February, so you had 2 months
Two
to
months
kind of come up
to
with
do
some
something.
kind of collusion. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
it just
Yeah.
it's mind blowing to me.
It
But
is.
the thing with that is, one, those people in the comments in support of you aren't going to buy your stuff,
No.
so you got to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're super concerned about people supporting you, but they ain't running no dollars. Two, shop owners see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Other companies see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And shop owners in this community have notoriously been stolen from, black, white, or indifferent.
Yep. Yep.
So
And
I
people are
best
gonna
of luck
move
to you.
different. Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
best of luck to you, because
Yep.
folks are gonna move different. So good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the people that ride with you, and you are successful in your ever endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
But the larger creators and the really good loyal shops and who care
Yeah.
about their business, they ain't riding with that.
They're gonna think twice. Yeah,
As you try to
absolutely.
plead your case to collab, I highly doubt it, girl.
Girl,
Best of luck.
after the thievery, I can't. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Best of luck.
It's like, I feel like some people are more concerned with like short-term success or short-term gain, and they're not thinking about the long game. Because like, that's just, that whole situation was just absolutely a horrible look for that shop, and they did the absolute worst job ever to address it and to make amends for the situation. And like you said, people are definitely never going to forget about that. I'm certainly never going to forget about that. And I don't care what that person puts out. And it's like, eh, kind of going back to the whole manufacturer argument. Can we even argue a manufacturer mistake when that's not the first thing that was stolen from another shop? But I digress. We didn't even go there.
We didn't even go to the stylization being exactly the
the,
same.
the
Was
stylization
that
being
the
the same,
manufacturer's spot
right?
too?
Or the other products that have been stolen. So
If you're not
I'm just
creative
saying,
enough, just say that.
just
Just
say
say
that.
that.
Yep.
Just say that.
Yep.
It's the lack of creativity in this
Mm-hmm.
community for me. Like,
I
come on, y'all.
know, because
It's a
like
creative community. Let's go.
like
Let's try something different.
like you said, because what if I'm like you said, it really bothers me that some people will see Notique stuff after and think that
Mhm.
Notique is the one who got inspiration in quotation marks from her or stole from her, and that's just not the truth. It's just not the
Mm-mm.
truth. And as long as we're around, we if we're not gonna do nothing else, we're gonna let y'all know the truth. And so yeah, but it's just situations like that, just they are just absolutely draining. They're super super frustrating because it's something that we go through all the time. It never stops, and it's just like this is when this is the time when it's for the allies to stop talking about it and be about it. And a lot of the allies wasn't about it. So stay out my DMs if you're not about it. Just stay out my DMs.
At what point do you start doing? You
Right.
have to do, because
Right.
that's the only way things get changed. You can't just be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I stand with you and I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do.
Right.
It's just that simple. And it's
Absolutely.
just super heartbreaking that the one of the more genuine people that we have
Mm-hmm.
met because of this platform that had to happen to. That's
I
what
know.
pisses me off.
I agree. Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. But shout out to VJ. Shout out to Notique. We absolutely love and will support her always. And we are supportive of all small businesses who do the right things, who are creative and innovative and come up with their own things, because that's really the way to success. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like obviously, there are different versions of a lot of different things on the market, but you can always make something different. You can always put your own spin on it. Cause like even with this situation, that was the only cover that was a carbon copy of VJ's, and she came out with several others. So why not just come out with others that are not a carbon copy? Because even without the manufacturer's mistake of where the logo was, it was still a carbon copy of VJ's without the logo. So why not just not, especially if it's one thing if you're not aware and you haven't supported that shop before, you have no idea, but you have supported that shop and you're absolutely aware that you're attempting to come out with something insanely similar, regardless of the logo placement, to something else. So why not just not? And then to name it the same thing, to style it the same thing. Like, how can you even argue that you're not trying to copy and come up off of somebody else's vision? You can't. You literally can't. So,
No
mm,
excuses. Yeah,
mm-mm,
it's no excuses.
no.
It's just funny people wanted to harp on the menu part. I'm like, we all agree with that. So now what?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving
Now
on.
what?
And like I said, we never even got the manufacturer side of the story because I mean, she was DMing people her text to the manufacturer about the so-called mistake, but she wasn't DMing people the manufacturer's response where they could have said, "This is literally what you sent us. What are you talking about? No, we're not going to reprint them." You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
We didn't see that side of it.
Yeah, it's just wild to me. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
way I get that in my hands and not think no teeth.
And I mean, she did because literally there are still photos on her page of her with other no products. So, girl, bye. Girl, bye. But yeah, like I said, this is just great lesson to move accordingly and practice what you preach. And like I said, if you call yourself an ally, you need to either speak up and speak out, or definitely make sure that you are supporting black owned businesses however you can, and don't support shops who steal from black owned businesses. Period. Just don't. I don't care what she come out with. I don't care how cute what she come out with. If you claim to care about situations like this, don't you cannot support shops who do this type of thing. They got to learn one way or another that it's not okay. So, mm, y'all, Myra
Again,
been
best of luck.
speechless. She been speechless talking to me all week.
I'm pretty sure I said well at least a million times within the past 3 to 4 days.
And that's like Myra's way of saying, "Where is the lie? I can't even argue. I can't play devil's advocate. Like there is no
No,
lie."
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Most just gotta do better and
Yep.
stop supporting that. Like
Right.
I just I don't even think it's like really support for her. It's really support for
For
the
white
brand that she's
supremacy.
attached. that
And
and the
that.
brand that she's attached to.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. That's true. That's true. And blind support is not support. You know what I'm saying? Like we obviously we support so many brands. We support Notique. If Notique were to do something like that we were aware of, we would talk to them about it as well. Like it's the same thing. I don't think that Notique would ever knowingly do that. Whereas we know for
Mm-hmm.
a fact that this shop knowingly did it. But you know, yeah. Yeah, guys, you just got to practice what you preach. And like I said, stop accepting apologies that are not yours to accept. Stop defending behavior that is not yours to defend. Stop reducing people's valid concerns down to negativity or bullying when, you know, nobody has called this girl or her shop out of her name. Nobody has been disrespectful to her. Nobody has been threatening her in her DMs. Like, it's all been very grown and on the up and up. And I would never speak to somebody in a way that I don't want to be spoken to.
Meg,
You
I
know
don't
what
know
I'm
if you
saying?
realize you're black, so you're the bully.
Period. Always. Always angry. That's why throughout that situation, I made sure to show my face on my stories a lot, even though I don't usually do that, because I wanted to be super clear for where my position is. I know there are tons of people who are still, you know, the people who's watching my stories who can still take it however they want, but that's their racism and their bias showing because I don't think I ever
Mhm.
came off angry at any part of this, even though I have the right to be angry at Black people getting stolen from. VJ has the right to be angry about her vision getting stolen. We have that right to be angry, but we know that because of society, we're not allowed to show that. And even if we don't, we're still labeled as that no matter what. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
But best of luck. Yeah.
best of luck to them people. But yeah, guys, we're gonna take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back. And just to give y'all another reminder, if you want to work with us, if you want to advertise on Planners and Wine, send us an email to plannersandwine@gmail.com. If you are a business or a content creator and you're just looking to get your name and your brand out there, we would love to work with you and help you guys out. Also, our question segment, we will be doing our monthly live show with our patrons again in March. We do that every single month and we would love to hear from you guys. We had a really great question this past month, and we got a lot of questions on our Instagram. So send us a email to askpnw@gmail.com, or you can just keep an eye out on our Instagram page when we post about the questions in our stories. We usually do that like a couple of days before the live
Mm-hmm.
show. So yeah, give us all the questions, guys. We love just talking to y'all and interacting with y'all in that way.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a good time to plug. Make sure you are following Planners and Wine. There's going to be a
Mm.
lot of things coming there. And of course, you don't want to miss like the question box or everything. I know we personally, Meg and I get a lot of questions about Planners and Wine. It will be really, really helpful if you have a Planners and Wine question to put in Planners and Wine. One, we don't lose it. And two,
Yes.
it's two heads that can tap into that so you can get
Mm-hmm.
your question answered much quickly, especially if you're reaching out to me. Because I am horrible with my DMs on my
Yeah.
replens. So please, if it's a Planners and Wine question, please send it to Planners and Wine on
Yeah,
Instagram.
she is. Why are your DMs so much more? Your DMs are more active than mine because I mean I talk to people all day, but it never gets to a point where it's like overwhelming.
One, Instagram needs to stop sending reactions to
Oh
people
my
DMs.
gosh,
That will save me like 50% of my bulk. And
that is true.
two, I tend to ask a lot of like this or that or questions in there. So
That's
my
true.
DMs get blown up from that. So it's just I be trying y'all. So if y'all sent me something and I didn't respond, it's not intentional.
Right.
I do set certain times where I check my DMs, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been getting a few questions about Planners and Wine over there, and it's like it'd be so helpful for y'all to send it to Planners and Wine, so you're not getting a response 2-3 days later.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Send your questions to us on Instagram.
Yes.
Also, follow Reality and Wine.
Mhm.
We are definitely gonna do some fun stuff over there. We're planning on talking about this last season of Love is Blind. really soon. We're still just trying to hash that out and see how we're gonna do that, but it's gonna be absolutely lit. Like even if these are not, if you don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race or if you don't watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, still follow because you never know what shows we may talk about in the future. And if you just support us and support our show, it's still just a great way to show support, even if you don't watch the shows. So definitely subscribe to Reality and Wine wherever you listen to your podcast, and follow Reality and Wine on Instagram as well, because we're always posting like fun memes and stuff reacting to these crazy shows, and they may just pique your interest and make you want to tune in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't think it's just always going to be Bachelor and Drag Race, because it's Reality and Wine, not Bachelor and Wine. So, we're going to pick up different shows. And, well, I was going to say those shows ain't always on, but I feel like there's some level of Batch Nation on all the time, and there's always some level of
Drag Race. We just can't talk about every show all the time. We're just going to pick and choose so that we have time to talk about other shows, like a lot of these Netflix shows. And you never know, we may be looking to expand as far as our co-host goes, because obviously we can't watch everything, so you just never know. So yeah, make sure you're following and keeping up with Reality and Wine so you can keep an eye out on any potential opportunities to podcast with us. You never know.
Yeah. Definitely follow over there for sure. Oh, TikTok. We're on TikTok too. Both of them are on TikTok, right?
No, I only made a Planners and Wine TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, Planners and Wine is on TikTok.
Yes, Planners and Wine is on TikTok. Absolutely. If you're on TikTok, just search Planners and Wine and follow us on there, because we're going to be posting clips from the show and different little things like that. Maybe starting to go live on TikTok every now and then, something like that, just to get more interaction over there, because TikTok is very, very lit, and we want our, shows to reach a wider audience. So yeah, definitely support Planners and Wine on TikTok too. So much going on. But so in light of the situation that was happening with, the theft of Black creativity, for lack of better words, we did put a question box on Planners and Wine so that we could get you guys this feedback and really just get some advice, or just some, like I said, just some feedback for how we as a community can stop this. And this is not just about that one in particular shop. This is about all the ways and all the different instances that this goes on, like not just theft from Black creators, but they're from all creators. They're from podcasts, and they're from content creators. They're from just shop to shop, like anything like that. We wanted to get you guys feedback to see how we can deal with that. So we're going to go through some, guys, we got so many responses. I guess we can kind of run through them kind of quickly, and we can just pick ones that we kind of want to expand on, because we're not going to be able to expand on each and every one of them, because there is a lot. And some of the people are kind of saying the same thing as other people too. So we really don't have to dive too deep into every single one. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's cool. That's perfectly fine.
Okay. And we can just keep it anonymous and just read the response. So
yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start. I'm just starting at the top, because I know you're probably looking at it too. Or should we start at the bottom? Because I feel like when people submit it, the bottom ones are the ones that were submitted first, right?
Right.
We'll start at the bottom then. Sorry, guys. The first one said, I think it's going to take the entire community saying enough is enough. When we let certain things slide but call out others, it sends a mixed message. Yes, consistency in the message is absolutely very important. It is very, very important. You can't call out some things and then be silent on other things. Like, if it's an issue for one person in this community, it's an issue for all of us. So we all need to say what we need to say about it and address it.
Yeah. And I see a handful of folks who are saying to continue to speak about it as well. Call it out when you see it happening. I see here some folks saying education on business owners for the importance of copyrights.
Yeah,
which is absolutely true. I see that a few times. Yeah, which is very much true. Copyrights and trademarks and things of that nature. That is very much so true, because I feel like in this community, a lot of people think that's the way to grow. You start your planner account, you jump on some PR team, you open a planner shop. I think one, yes, we need to put education about trademarks and copyrights, but also we need to let people know that that is not the only way to be successful within this planner community. You don't have to be a shop owner. Everybody ain't built to be a shop owner, because one of the biggest things with this situation is a part of being a shop owner is owning up to your mistakes and knowing that they are going to happen and rectifying when those mistakes happen.
Right.
That's a part of being a business owner. It just is.
Yep.
Everybody like the glitz and glams and selling out the stickers and all that, but that's the happy side. Like, you have to realize, like, you have to be built for making a mistake.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Just like when you have a podcast, you have to be built for criticism. And obviously criticism is never easy. And sometimes criticism can be very unfair, but sometimes it's fair. And you just have to take accountability for, like, even if it's something where you misspoke or you didn't mean to hurt somebody, like the intent is the actual impact is the same regardless of the intent. So you need to speak to that, and you need to take accountability for it. Everybody's not built to have podcasts. Everybody's not built to have a shop, like Myra said. Everybody is not built to be a content creator or influencer. Like, it's just not for all of us. So you need to really have a conversation with yourself before you start on any of these ventures and figure out, is it for you, or are you just seeing somebody else get some success and you want that success too? So you're just going to do the same thing they're doing. Because I guarantee you it's not going to work. Nobody who is very successful got there because they saw somebody else do it and they decided to copy exactly what they were doing. You know,
you eventually get called out. You can only go so far copying other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Inspiration is one thing, but that's not what we're talking about, because inspiration gives credit. And that's what somebody said. Somebody said, call it out when we see it and have the person credit the inspiration. Credit the inspiration for something. Like, I cannot tell y'all, like, we said this so many times, like, over this past week, like, had that person got in front of the situation and said, hey guys, I know this looks exactly like something that Notique has. This was a manufacturer error. I can't afford not to release these, but I wanted to just acknowledge that and apologize to Notique for this. I hope that, you know, we can work together, talk to them on the back end, also not just in public, but have the public statement and talk to them privately too. This situation would not have been what it was at all. It would not have been what it is. So yeah, give credit for your inspiration. Like, same thing with the situation with Siobhan. So if that person would have credited her and tagged her appropriately, it wouldn't have been a situation. But because they didn't, that's where the issue came from. You know, even though they had their excuses too, at least they apologized and owned it and they corrected it. So that's not nothing.
I mean, we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. It's how you handle those mistakes is what is attached to your character. Like, ain't nobody saying like you're going to be perfect 1,000% of the time and make sure you don't steal from anybody or copy on their infringement or whatever. You know, things are going to happen. It's just how you handle the situation that speaks to your character.
Exactly. Yep.
And my Instagram just froze, so I can't see any more of the.
Oh no, it's okay. Sorry. While you're restarting it, I'll read one. It's okay. Someone said, use the law to your advantage, trademark and copyright content, and then pursue the copycats. Absolutely. If you're a content creator or you are a shop, read up on trademark law and copyright law. And if you're not sure and if you don't understand all the legalese, reach out to a lawyer. There are a lot of lawyers in this space who will give you advice for free. You don't have to just flat out get representation and pay for that. You can absolutely get advice when you're starting out to know how to protect your ideas, to protect your vision, and protect your content. You absolutely can do that. Now, obviously, every single thing is not going to be something that you can legally pursue because everything is not illegal. But that's why there's that importance on calling out things that are just wrong, because we definitely have people kind of giving that argument like, well, it wasn't illegal what they did. Just because it's not illegal don't mean it's right. And honestly, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if it was illegal. It could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know. Yeah. You're not a lawyer either.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's a difference between it being legal and it being moral. And I mean, as a creative, like, I mean, put yourself in their shoes. Like, you work hard on something, you come out with a certain look or a brand or a product, whatever it is. Content and somebody just rips that off of you. That takes work. I mean, even like the Siobhan reel, that take work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure she had to write some stuff down, like the different scenes in that, like coming with that idea. Like it makes you, I think she said that it makes you just want to be like, F all this when people just rip it off and is getting praised for it.
Right.
So, I mean, as a creative, unless you're not creator, but as a creative, you should, you know, have that respect. I mean, even just going that 2 extra steps to tag somebody like, hey, I seen this from such and such and I was inspired to do this. Like it take 2 seconds and it's so much. It's just, it's moral. It means a lot to other creators, you know, to just be credited for stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's respect. It's truly just respect.
And it really just says a lot about you as a person when you don't care to do that. It's like, because obviously people are going to notice, but I don't know, sometimes people think that they're too big to be called out or whatever the case is. And it's like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Somebody said definitely point it out, especially in case it was actually an accident. They can fix. Yeah, if it was a pure accident, you can fix it, but you're not fixing it by making excuses and not properly taking accountability for it. And as a business owner, can somebody else said, be aware of other things out there. You can definitely do that. Obviously, it's impossible to be aware of every single product that's on the market, but the planner community is fairly small. So do your research before you put some stuff out there and try your best to make sure it's not just a carbon copy of something else that somebody else has done. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your best. And if you still mess up and you still have an accident, just address it and take accountability for it and vow to do better, you know, because in this particular situation, that shop didn't say, you know, I have to sell these because of money or whatever, I can't afford not to. They could have said, moving forward, I won't be selling this version of these covers because of the similarities, because I don't want to step on Notique's toes and I don't want to do that. They didn't do that though.
Girl, I would not be surprised if it's a restock.
It definitely will be. Yeah, definitely will be. So, oh, girl.
Is I don't know Instagram how you can working? Love is not working. This is how it looks right now.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But you can't say you love and respect somebody's art or somebody's product and then turn around and just do them like that. You just can't say that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Somebody else said, try to be aware so you don't accidentally promote the thefted content item, and so you don't accidentally buy it too. And if you do, take accountability for that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, oops, I didn't realize that this was stolen. I won't be supporting this shop anymore. I won't be using this product anymore.
Yeah, and I want to say that too, because I know a lot of our friends were not aware that this was something that was stolen. You know, you don't know what you don't know, right? But it's, again, when you are presented with the information, how you react to it and how you handle it is what really matters. Like, we're not expecting everybody to know every single planner company or you know what I mean, like,
yeah, for
obviously
sure.
you can't know that, but once you know, you need to govern yourself accordingly.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I sent you, because some people responded in our DMs because it was too long to put in the question box, so I sent you all the responses from our DMs, and once we get through these, if you want to read those.
Thank you.
No problem, girl.
Yeah, it's just,
you know, teamwork makes the dream work.
If y'all watching, y'all can see what my Instagram is looking like right now. It's just a whole bunch of block boxes. I don't know.
Whole bunch of blank. Whole bunch of blankness. Right. Somebody said, I think the answer will be given a lesson in business ethics, morals. Here's the thing. And this is a quote. Did Kanye West say this once? But y'all know I'm not happy to be quoting Kanye West possibly, but this is just very relevant. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class, is what I think he said.
Definitely
at one point
Kanye.
in time. And it's like, yeah, we can absolutely do more lessons on business, morals, and ethics. But if the girls don't get it, they don't get it. And if you don't care, you don't care. Period.
Another thing about that too, the people who are probably going to sign up for something like that, even if it's free, is somebody who's actively trying to be better. And like you said, if you don't care, why would you sign up for that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody said simply calling it out and never letting their foot off their necks. Absolutely. We're not letting the foot off the necks of people who steal from Black people, period. Or people of color, period.
So stay
Like,
mad.
stay mad. Because
Stay
we're going to keep
mad.
coming. Keep on stealing. We're going to keep on calling it out, period. Point blank. Let's see. Like I said, I'm passing through a lot of these, so definitely don't take it personal if I don't read yours. It's only because a lot of these are repeated because we're all on the same page when it comes to this for sure. um Let me see. Somebody said consequences. Content creators should have a cease and desist standard letter ready to fire off to anyone infringing on their intellectual property. Ooh, we love a good cease and desist.
We do. We do.
And fun fact, you can get one from Google and just fill in your information.
You can. You can.
I don't know how legally binding they are from Google,
It's
but I
not.
mean,
Yeah.
they at least are come off very threatening. So
That's all the cease and desist is. It's just a polite way to say, hey, take my shit down. Yeah.
Yes. Somebody said regularly give credit for inspiration, even when the inspiration isn't obvious. Absolutely. Even if it's just a situation where only you and the other person are gonna notice, it's still important to credit them. Like, even if you don't, because my thing is, I judge people more about what they do when no one is watching than what they do when everybody is watching. So even if you know that the similarity is so small that maybe nobody is even going to catch it, and it's okay if you make this mistake in the past, just move forward and do better. Like, give credit. Like, if you saw something, if you just got a flicker of inspiration from somebody else, what's the harm in just tagging them just to give that person some props, just so they can possibly inspire somebody else that could be forging a relationship or a friendship with that person eventually, because maybe they've had tons of ideas stolen from them in the past and you're the only person who cared enough to recognize them. You just never know what you simply tagging and mentioning somebody and the impact can do for them. You never know.
I think overall it's just about morals. That's the common thing is what I'm hearing here. It's just having those morals. I think everybody's like, oh, I need to make this money. I need to make this money. And which is true. We all need money. That's how we get through life. But you can be ethical with your business practice and still make money.
You absolutely can.
It's not a trade-off.
Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to do your business in the right ethical, moral way, you absolutely can do that. Are you maybe going to have to work a little bit harder and be a lot more creative than your peers? Absolutely. But I feel like it's going to pay off. You're going to get what you deserve from doing it the right way, for sure. Somebody said coming together as a community, making statements, not tolerating the theft, messaging community members when products are stolen, supporting them online. Yep, it just always comes back to support, public support. Because I'm sure just as many people that VJ probably had in her DMs supporting her, the other side probably had just as many people in their DMs supporting them in their theft. So, but I didn't see a lot of people, outwardly supporting them except for in those comments. So that says a lot.
Well,
Myra, you be killing me.
I know if y'all want to check out VJ, I know y'all. Yeah, if y'all listen to the show, y'all know we love no tea. So it's no surprise that we would be the ones saying something about it. But there's just such an elegance, there's such an experience and quality product that you just can't get anywhere else. Like you can copy the product, but you can't copy that experience that you get with no tea.
Right.
And that's why I will forever be a customer. Like
Absolutely.
She appreciate each and every one who, if you just buy a notepad, it don't matter what it is. You can spend thousands or just spend $2 with her. She appreciates each and every one of y'all. And it's just something that you can't duplicate.
Yep. Exactly.
Especially not with that statement, girl. Tried it.
Girl tried it. Somebody said, calling it out and tagging, then follow, like, tag the original creator to give them the like. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, is just really uplifting the original creator and just doubling down on your support for the original creator would definitely go a long way. Yeah, so for the most part, the rest of the responses are kind of similar to things that we've already said. So if you want to read some of those DMs, Myra, that I sent you, you can.
There was a lot, wasn't it? That was a lot. And
because people care. This is showing that we all care. Nobody likes this. This is not cool. Like, and this is not the way to be successful. And if people people are gonna realize eventually, like, even if you get away with it for a little while, the bigger you get, the more known your brand is getting, then people are gonna start to notice the similarities between your stuff and stuff that's been out before you. And it's like, you don't want to be known as the copycat brand who's just copying everybody else and has no originality, because you will be known for that. If that's the only thing that you care about, then care about that and be creative. And if you're not creative, just say that. You don't have to have a shop.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like should that be the episode title? Like, well, with like four dots. Oh my God. Okay, let me read some of these DMs. Someone says, I think the more we highlight Black creators in their content and their products, the harder it will be for thieves to get away with it, because people will recognize it more, if that makes sense. We need to share the hell out of the beautiful things that Black creators are making.
Okay. Yes, because why doesn't everybody in this community know about Notique? Why are some of these Black brands like Notique, like Capital Chic Designs, like even though cloth to paper is huge, like why are these Black brands not as huge as some of our white counterpart brands? They should be, because then for real there will be no excuses, because you'll have that awareness. You can't fall on your sword saying, oh, I didn't know. It's like, why didn't you know? Like, oh girl, why don't we know about the Black brands like we know about the white brands? Because I guarantee you, if somebody come out with a carbon copy of something that Happy Planner put out, everybody and their mom is going to be able to sniff that out and call it out. Everybody. So the lack of awareness kind of falls on the community also, that we're not uplifting these Black brands and Black shops and Black creators nearly as much. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, girl.
Let a Black shop come out with some heart-shaped discs or something like that.
Or some Black hands on the cover. I'm never getting over that cover with the white hands on it.
They still continue to... okay, that's another topic. We'll keep going. So this is another creator. They're not a Black creator, but they have had things stolen from them. Their stuff was stolen all the time. People actually took free handwriting pages and made stickers out of it twice. In fact, the best thing that has helped is just people sharing the business. So with the help of us, like basically sharing Notique, I'm paraphrasing, sharing Notique, because I feel like if I say certain things, it's going to give this person away. But sharing Notique is going to, again, make it more noticeable so people can't take from them. But on this note, just because it's free and you can find it on Google don't mean you can just take it, y'all.
That part.
That's not how this works. Just because it's a freebie and they gave it to you for free, it's for personal use only. That don't mean you rip it off and make stickers off of it.
It's insane that you even have to say
it's that. Common sense. It ain't so common now, is
it? Right. I mean, here's the thing. I think the majority of us are on the same page. Yeah. But it's just a very loud minority on this, because they are very loud in saying, I have the right to steal and do whatever I want to do, and you can't say nothing about it. It's the colonizer effect. That colonizer mindset really runs deep. It really, really runs deep, that I have the right to take and make money off of whatever I feel like making money off of. And if you say something about it, you're a bully.
You're the problem. Yeah. Child. And then the fact,
Myra getting
people
triggered.
defend it. Yeah, people defending that.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, come on, and don't be knowing the facts. Literally would say, I don't know this person, but I don't think she is that way. You don't know her. Girl. Okay, another person said this is a bit tangential.
Is that a word? Tangential.
Tangential. Ooh, girl. To the issue at hand, but I like to see shops be more transparent about the role they play in the manufacture and designs of their products.
Mm.
I've talked to a handful of people this week who were surprised that a lot of the sticker books on the market are not drawn by people who are selling them. Not that this is an illegal purchase. I think a lot of people don't know that a lot of this stuff is what is called like clip art.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I found out about clip art like literally about a year ago, and my mind was blown because I'm like, first of all, how are these shops putting out sticker books every other week? Like,
Right.
who can draw that fast?
Exactly.
30-page sticker book. So
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with this person that there needs to be a lot more transparency. I think what they're saying is not exactly about taking content, but it will be
Mm-hmm.
beneficial to the community
Mm-hmm.
for shops to be more transparent about them buying like clip art and
Yeah.
the process of manufacturing.
I
And
totally agree. I totally
Mhm,
agree. It should be something that's
absolutely.
very upfront, but like you said, like a lot of people who don't, it's like people who do draw their stickers, they say that they're upfront about that, and the people who
Mhm.
don't draw their stickers, they just don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
And
Yeah.
so I guess, and I guess
That's
it's
the way to
open for us
find
to
out.
just
Yeah.
assume
Mhm,
that you're using clip art if you're not talking about it, because these artists are very proud of their work and they're quick to say,
mhm.
no, yeah, I do draw this. But yeah, I think there should be some more transparency about that. Not that it, like you said, not that there's anything wrong with using it. I mean, some
Yeah,
obviously the biggest companies in this community use and buy clip art,
absolutely.
but
Yeah.
there could also be a lot more transparency, especially when it comes to Happy Planner, when we are used to, I mean, I guess old school Happy Planner, most of that stuff was hand drawn. And I guess that's not the case anymore. And there has been no type of conversation or transparency about that shift. Probably intentional, but we digress. We digress.
Yeah, yeah, that would be super beneficial for folks to know because people truly don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I was gagged to find out a lot of these shops like it was clip art. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was just assuming that
Me
people were
too.
making stuff,
Me too.
but
I mean,
yeah,
that's why I always was like, oh, I could never be like a sticker shop because I can't draw. Apparently, you don't have to. Still not
no,
gonna be a sticker shop, but it's nice to know, like, just have some transparency about it because you don't have to.
yeah, you clearly don't. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you clearly don't.
Yep.
All right, this is the last one. Calling it out seems like the only way to combat this after it happens, but I feel like we need to all proactively model good behavior and best practices like crediting people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
Yep.
do. Yeah, definitely agree. If we can be proactive about it, situations like this won't happen.
Right.
And the more and more we speak out about it, the less and less people will be bold enough to think they're going to get away with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I love that we had so many responses, and
Mhm.
thank you to everybody who sent us a response, because that definitely did show me that so many people in this community do care about this, and it is a big deal, and it's not something that's going to be swept under the rug. And it's not just a few of us who care; it's a ton of us who care. So the more we continue to care and to speak out, hopefully the less and less that this will happen. And like Myra said, everybody makes a mistake. Everybody's open to mistakes, but you just have to truly take accountability for the way that you handle things. You just have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people stood with this or had something to say about this because
Mm-hmm.
even if you're the biggest shop in the community or you just Joe Smo showing your planner spread, we've all had a feeling that somebody took something from us, whether it
Mm-hmm.
was the way they made they spread or whatever, and not give credit. So we've all been there. So
Yep.
why are you still trying it?
Ooh, well,
Stop trying it. Stop trying. You know how it feels.
yes, you
It's
do.
frustrating as hell to see
Mm-hmm.
your stuff getting praised that somebody just ripped off of you. So why
Yeah.
do it somebody else?
Right. Right. Yep. And stop deleting comments unless it's like a blatant comment of like bullying or like racism or something disgusting or spam. You really shouldn't be deleting anything. I don't care how in your feelings you are.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It's kind of
Yep.
part of being a shop owner. But you know
Mm-hmm.
the difference between somebody being a bully and somebody just calling something out. You know the
Mm-hmm.
difference. So don't give me
Mm-hmm.
that either.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah. So guys, yeah, Black History Month is, I mean, as y'all are hearing, this Black History Month is over. This Black History Month was definitely very lit, very eventful. Obviously there were some not great things that went down, but there were some really high highs in this Black History Month as well. And the one I just wanted to quickly touch on was we have our first Black woman nominated for the Supreme Court by President Biden. Her name is Ketanji Brown Jackson. She is insanely beautiful, insanely smart, insanely qualified, and just the true definition of Black girl, Black woman magic, love a Black woman to infinity to infinity. Like it just really touched my heart. And like I posted the video of the phone call where President Biden officially asked her if she would accept his
Such a moment.
nomination.
Yeah.
And it was so emotional for me, and I really had I had a moment of reflection. Like my daughter is really never gonna know a world where there wasn't a Black woman on the Supreme Court. And it just made me feel so good. It just made me feel so proud. And I just wanted to mention that because for anybody who, I'm sure most of y'all listen to this podcast know this, but if you're new here and you don't know what we're all about, know that representation matters. Representation is everything. Representation is the reason why we started this podcast, because we didn't feel like we had a lot of representation, at least like really outspoken representation in this community for Black women who were saying the things that we were saying behind closed doors. And seeing Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson be able to get in this position because she worked so hard, she absolutely deserves it, is absolutely everything. Even though I have no aspirations of being on the Supreme Court, I at least can live my life and my daughter can grow up knowing that if that's what she wants to do, it's there. Like there is no ceiling. She can absolutely accomplish that. So
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. And it is a lifetime position.
Mm.
So can't nobody take her off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is such a very proud moment, and it goes to show again representation matters
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, it's that's so dope. That's so dope to
Mm-hmm.
think like our kids will not know a world where
Yeah.
that was not even possible.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And it's so cool. So hopefully we'll get to see some more, maybe some more Supreme Court nominations. If some people from the right drop off, that's really what we need, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is a win. We're gonna accept this win and run with it. And shout out to Judge Brown Jackson. I'm sure she don't play. She don't look like she play about anything in her life.
Mm-mm.
Like most Black women don't. We don't play.
Period. So
Period.
quit trying it.
Ooh. Well. Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I also wanted to briefly touch on the situation in Ukraine. Guys, I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. For the first couple, because we've been kind of hearing rumblings about something going on in Ukraine for the last couple of weeks. I kind of ignored it, to be totally honest, because I didn't understand it. I didn't feel like doing the work to look into it. It was just, obviously so much going on in the world. I just didn't want to think about anything negative. I'm gonna be real with y'all, and that was on me for doing that. I definitely ignored the situation until it got to this point, and I kind of wish I had been researching and thinking about and reading about and hearing about the situation a little bit more than I was, because now that the situation has really blown up, for lack of better words, I'm so caught off guard by what's going on because I wasn't doing my homework and I wasn't paying attention because I really had my head in the sand about this because it was just too much. But I just wanted to say, like, obviously, like, our prayers are with the people of Ukraine. This is an absolutely horrific situation. I'm basically in shock that and the rest of the world is doing what we can to stop it from happening, I guess, but not doing as much as we could to stop it from happening. I know there are so many ramifications and we don't want World War III to start, but I mean, in 2022, there just shouldn't be a country allowed to just take over another country. Like, why is that okay? I'm just so confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It's such a sad situation.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. And those people are just going through so much. And it's like, for what? So I just wanted to bring them up just so y'all know that, we are thinking about them. We are praying for them, hoping that, like I said, more can be done about this situation. Obviously, we don't want a third world war or nothing like that to happen, but this is just not okay. And these people deserve to live how they want to live, and they deserve to have their country be their country, and not overtaken by some insane dictator in another country. Like, why is that happening in 2022? Like, this is nuts. This is so nuts. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring up that Ukraine situation. If for some reason you're still not aware of the Ukraine situation, girl, hop on TikTok, because when I tell you, I have seen the best, most like user friendly explanation of this situation, like really laid out in layman's terms on TikTok. It has been absolutely amazing. So hop on TikTok and look up Ukraine, and you'll really get to see what's going on, so you can really have a real understanding of it, because it is important for us to know what's going on in other parts of the world. Whether it affects us or not, it's important for us to be aware and not to just put our head under the sand like I did initially, and I'm admitting that. And that was wrong. So
yeah, the Daily is a good podcast too if you are more into podcasts to get informed as well. But yeah,
I love the Daily. It's amazing. Okay, and I guess I kind of wanted to wrap it up with, on a happy note, like, what are some last minute feelings that we are having about GoWild and being on the stage, the main stage, and GoWild? It feels so weird to say that.
It does feel weird to say. I feel like my last minute feelings are at least about the stage is not really existent right now. I don't really have no feelings. I'm super excited about it. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't know. I'm just trying to basically put the words out there that is going to be amazing. I already know it's going to be amazing, but just keep saying that to myself. And I'm excited to be talking to Lamika, and excited to be talking to Tanya. We talk to Tanya all the time though, but so it'll be fun to speak with Lamika and get to know her a little bit better. And we always love talking to Tanya. She's super cool. So it's just going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for people to see how we do in action. It's also a good opportunity for people to see that you don't need 60, 70, 100K following to really make an impact in this community, because I feel like that's such a wrongful misconception that people are still hanging on to. Let that shit go. If you got something to say and you got something that's different, put it out there. Don't wait till you get 10K. Don't wait till you have this massive following. Like, those numbers don't mean shit,
right?
Honestly, I mean,
absolutely,
frank.
That's true. That's
Guard
true.
your community. Like, y'all know, like, we don't have those huge, super huge numbers or anything, but we have community, and that is what people want to see. So I'm super excited for that, to break that misconception. But
yeah, and
I think that's my feelings.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like this is definitely like a great example of saying that your numbers do not, first of all, numbers are not everything, and two, numbers do not showcase your true impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk all the time about your numbers can be different than your engagement. And just because you have smaller numbers, you can have really great engagement. It's kind of the same thing. Like, you can have smaller numbers and still have a really great impact. Just like you can have bigger numbers and have a really small impact when you don't speak up, when you don't say anything about the things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not known on your platform for using your platform to uplift other people, uplift Black people, the second that you start doing it, you're not just going to get a flood of support if you never did it before. And if you don't keep doing it, you're not going to even have that consistency to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody believes you if you just start doing it out of nowhere. But you have to start somewhere, and you have to not care about what other people are going to say if it's something that you truly care about. So definitely, believe in yourself, manifest your dreams, and you have to work for your dreams. You can't just wait to things like fall into your lap. Like, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time. Yeah, you just got to keep going. So I don't know. I guess this is my 2 cents. Like, just because even if you're super successful on one platform, that doesn't mean you're going to automatically be successful on another platform if you're not willing to work hard and really put in the work and the consistency to get there also. So,
Yeah. And on that note, I know this not really Go Wild stage
mm-hmm,
center, but every platform is different. I
mm-hmm,
seen a TikTok where like the girls is like the people coming from Instagram trying to get to TikTok are doing horribly.
they are.
TikTok is not the same as Instagram.
Mm-hmm,
Really look at TikTok and see what people are doing before you try to just basically take your content from Instagram over to
mm-hmm,
TikTok. Like, yeah,
mm-hmm,
it can be some overlap, but you have to make it a little bit different. It's the same for
mm-hmm,
YouTube or Twitter or
mm-hmm,
wherever you're trying to go. Each platform is different.
mm-hmm.
So you can't do the same thing everywhere.
Right, right,
But yeah.
exactly,
But you have
exactly.
to do the work to figure what works.
Yes, you do. And you can't
It
just
take work.
see what's working for other people and be like, oh, I'm gonna do exactly that. No. No, you can't do that
Ask
either.
them. Ask the girls who
Yep.
tried
Yep.
how that's going. It doesn't
I
work
know.
like that. Be inspired
Mm-hmm.
to, but you have to come up with your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Exactly.
to.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, guys, we are so excited about Go Wild. We cannot wait to recap and share reels and stories. And we're probably definitely gonna go live in our Facebook group at some point while we're at Go Wild, just to fill y'all in on everything that's going on. And obviously, once it's over, once after our break, we will be back with the next episode where we will do a full-on recap of all the highs and lows. We're not gonna sugarcoat anything. We
Mm-hmm.
will tell y'all exactly what y'all need to know so that we can get ready for next year's Go Wild. So yeah, I think that's all I got. You got anything else, Myra?
No, if you see us say something, please ask folks for permission before you start hugging them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it personal if they say no.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are going to go out, enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Take pictures, do your content stuff if you're a content creator, but definitely enjoy the moment. And if you aren't going to go wild and you need to unplug,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine too.
Yes, it is.
You can always come and be at Go Wild for 2023.
Yes,
So,
absolutely,
mhm,
absolutely. And for like always, thank you guys so much for all your support, y'all
mhm.
listening, y'all sharing the show. Like, we literally wouldn't be anything without y'all, and we would definitely not be on the stage at Go Wild without
Right.
y'all.
Yeah.
So, we are
Yes. Thank
so
you. Thank you.
grateful because y'all are a big part of the reason why we even have this opportunity.
Mhm,
And so yeah, support each other. We have to keep supporting each other, uplifting each other, because these opportunities are not out of anybody's reach. We all are capable of doing some super, super amazing things.
mhm.
You just gotta find your lane and stay there. And that's what me and Myra are very good at. Is staying in our lane.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. But yeah, guys, we love you guys so much. Can't wait to see a bunch of y'all at Go Wild. And we will talk to y'all in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. No show next week.
Yep.
So we'll talk
Yep.
to y'all in a couple weeks. But
Yes.
love you guys. Bye.
Bye.